Muy buenos días, estudiantes. Today we're going to talk about how to use the present subjunctive. One way to use the present subjunctive is to use the phrase ojalá que. Ojalá que is kind of an interesting expression because it comes from Arabic and it has the word Allah in it, which means I hope to God. So, for example, you say ojalá que el fin de semana venga muy pronto. Notice that venga is follows up in that second part of the sentence. That's where the subjunctive part comes. Ojalá que is always followed by the subjunctive. Here's some things to practice with. Please take a moment and write these things down on your paper in Spanish. Remember that the second part is the part where the subjunctive comes. Here are your answers. Ojalá que escuches a la canción nueva. Ojalá que compres una camiseta. Ojalá que tengas un buen día. Another way to use the subjunctive is with verbs of will and influence. So, we talk about clauses. There's going to be a clause at the front. There's going to be a K that separates your clause and a clause at the end. So it says a clause is a group of words that contains both a conjugated verb and a subject, one that is either expressed or one that is implied. The subjunctive is only used with multi-clause sentences. When the subject of the main clause exerts will or influence on the subject of the subordinate clause, then the verb must be in the subjunctive. So notice that the main clause is always in the present tense. Yo quiero que tú vayas al médico. This que is an essential part. It separates the main clause from the subordinate clause. The infinitive, not the subjunctive, is used with verbs and expressions of will and influence if there is no change in subject. So, quiero ir a Bogotá en junio. Notice there's no change in subject. You're saying, I want to go to Bogotá. That's a fact. We use present tense for that. Prefiero que vayas en agosto. Different. We have our verb in the front, separated by our que, and we have a change in subject. The tú is the change in subject. Here are some examples of verbs of will or influence. So I have given you definitions of the ones on the right side, and the es importante, es necesario, que es urgente, es recomendable, important, necessary, urgent, and recommended. We use the subjunctive with verbs of emotion. When the main clause expresses an emotion, like hope, fear, joy, pity, or surprise, the verb in the subordinate clause must be in the subjunctive if its subject is different. Again, here's an example. We say, espero que te recuperes pronto. Qué pena que necesites una operación. So notice that we have different subjects in these. That's why the subjunctive is used. The infinitive, not the subjunctive, is used with verbs and expressions of emotion if there is no change of subject in the sentence. No me gusta llegar tarde. This is a fact. There's no change in subject. I am the one who doesn't like to be late. Here are some verbs of emotion. Make sure that you get these down. There's an accent over lástima. The subjunctive is used with verbs of doubt or denial. When the main clause of the verb implies doubt, uncertainty, or denial, the verb in the upcoming clause must be used in the subjunctive if the subject is different. No cree que él nos quiere engañar. She doesn't believe that he wants to deceive us. So notice that there's a she and a he. We have two different subjects. That's why we use the subjunctive. The infinitive, not the subjunctive, is used with verbs and expression of doubt and denial if there is no change in the subject. So again, the subjunctive is only necessary if there is a change in subjunctive. Es imposible viajar hoy. It's impossible to travel today. Versus, es improbable que él viaje hoy. We've got a change in subject there. Here are some examples of verbs with doubt or denial. These are the ones that come in that first clause in the sentence. So all of these come in that first part. Here are some example sentences. Remember that the part that comes in the second part is the part that comes in the subjunctive. There are your answers. Okay. Quizás y tal vez. The subjunctive is used after quizás and tal vez when they signal uncertainty, even if there is no change of subject. So just like ojalá que, we can use quizás y tal vez. Quizás vengan a la fiesta. Maybe they will come. There is some doubt. You're not exactly sure, but you think that you might be. Please make sure that you have taken your notes, and we will have a note check tomorrow in class. Have a good day. Thank you.